recorded. This is the state expedited accusations calendar. This calendar is for those individuals who have been recently arrested, but the cases have already been formally accused and bound over to state court. All participants, this particular proceeding is being broadcast over the internet as a live stream and is also being recorded. That means that any member of the public can watch this just as if we were in person. All defendants, you have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say regarding the facts of the case can and will be used against you. You also have a right to an attorney at this particular proceeding. I'm seeing several requests for breakouts. Have all defense attorneys had the opportunity to speak with their clients before we begin? I see Ms. Kim is nodding yes. I see, oh, you're asking.
Yes.
Okay.
And as Your Honor, we needed an interpreter for a French interpreter.
Yes, I saw Ms. Kim just put that in. All right, will we be able to get the French interpreter?
No, not today, Judge. She's going to be reset for tomorrow as SEA calendar due to the fact that we could not get in a French interpreter at this later time of the day.
Okay, so her position 11 will be reset to tomorrow SEA?
Yes.
All right, and a French interpreter should be available at that
yes,
time?
Yes, one will be available at that time.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. All right, who do we have first?
Judge, we have position number 16 in courtroom number 3, please.
All right, and she's already heard her rights, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ma'am, please pronounce your name.
Your Honor, we asked for a breakout in that position 16.
Okay. She's heard her rights, so we can go into that breakout room, please.
She had a private attorney. I don't see him logged on.
Who's her attorney? Do you remember the name?
What's your attorney name again? Judge Webb. Mr. Webb. Webb. He came to the jail earlier to interview her. Judge, can you give me one moment? I just want to make sure that he's not in the lobby waiting on me.
Okay.
So can you go to another position, please?
Yes, we can. And I don't see him on the Zoom conference as well. So that's ideal. Let's come back to 16.
Okay. Can we do position number 17 next? Have a seat. I'm just want to make sure he's not in the lobby waiting on me. Position number 17 is next, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Are you Tamika Wagner?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Wagner, your case is 22 CR 003299J, in which you're charged with simple battery with the offense date of April the 19th of 2022. Do you understand the rights I just read to you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
Second arrest, 2017 criminal damage to property, second degree. It was reduced to disorderly conduct conviction. She was recommended.
All right, thank you. Ms. Harmon?
Yes, Your Honor, the location of this offense is 1588 Ezra Church Drive in Atlanta. The victim in the case is a woman named Bobby Sheets. It's B-O-B-B-I, last name Sheets, S-H-E-A-T-S. Apparently, Your Honor, or essentially the defendant and the victim got into an argument at the incident location. And while they were on the porch, the defendant shoved the victim back into her home. As Mr. Howard stated, she does not have much history at all. We do believe, however, that she does present a danger to this victim. And in light of her history in the offense, we're going to recommend a $2,000 surety bond for the simple battery, a one-day anger awareness course, no further contact with the victim, Bobby Sheets, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and to stay away from the incident location in this case, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Ms. Harmon. Whose case is this? Is this Ms. Kim?
Ms. Wagner is 42 years old, and we strongly recommend for signature on bond as pretrial service recommended. She has been here in Georgia for about 4 years, and she has 3 minor children as a single mother, 17, 13, 4 years old. And because of this accusation, she believes she lost her job at airport. So she's very worried about how things are gonna be financially, since she is the sole provider for the whole family. She graduated from high school and she did not go to college, and yet we believe that she is qualified for signature on bond. Thank you.
All right. At this time, Ms. Wagner is going to receive a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial services. She is to take the one-day anger awareness course and to have no further contact with the victim or alleged victim, last name Sheets. Before I complete this ruling, I am going to sound for the victim Sheets on the chance that Mr. Sheets or Miss Sheets perhaps is present on this Zoom conference. Hearing none, there'll be no contact with the victim, last name Sheets, and she must stay away from that address on Ezra Church Drive. She's to have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol as a condition of this bond. Is there anything further from either party?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Excuse me, Judge, I do
Thank you.
apologize. Excuse me, Judge. The computer, I'm sorry, the monitor froze, so she actually did hear everything that you were stating. So could you
All
repeat
right.
yourself? Thank you.
Yes, she's to receive a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial. She's to have no further contact with the victim, last name Sheets. She must stay away from the address on Ezra Church Drive, and she is to have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and take the one-day anger awareness course. Is there anything further?
No, ma'am, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Kim, Ms. Harmon.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, that will conclude your case. Best of luck to you, Ms. Wagner. Who do
All
we
right,
have
thank you
next?
so much.
We have position number 18. Next, please, Judge.
All right. Are you Dion Weston?
Yes, ma'am.
Your case is 22 CR 003300G, in which you're charged with battery and family violence with the offense date of May the 23rd of 2022. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
The third arrest. Last was 2012 simple assault. It was NOD. A simple battery disorderly conduct dismissed from 2011. She's recommended.
All right, thank you. Ms. Harmon.
Your Honor, the incident location is 3494 Madison Street in Atlanta. The victim in this case is her son, Benjamin Weston, common spelling for both. She was upset apparently at her son because he spent $70 on their EBT card. She called him names. She entered his room, called him names, and she struck him multiple times with her fists, computer cords, and a hula hoop. He definitely had visible marks and lacerations from this incident. The victim, when he returned to school, he did report the incident to school officials. We believe, Your Honor, that she is an extreme danger to this victim because if this is her idea of discipline, this is completely inappropriate. He was beaten with multiple objects. This is her son. She has extreme influence over him. He just simply isn't safe in her care, so much so that he had to reach out to school officials for help. And definitely because she has the previous 2012 simple battery, and I had that as pretrial diversion. Our recommendation in this case is a $5,000 surety bond, no further contact with the victim, the one-day anger awareness, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and to stay away from the incident location. Thank you, Judge.
All right, my question is the victim a minor?
No, he is not. He is 18 years old.
All right. And the victim resides at that Madison Street address?
That's my understanding, Your Honor.
And that's, is it also your understanding that that's the defendant's home? Like defendant's, I'm assuming it's the defendant's home and the son lives with her?
That's what I would assume as well, but I believe so.
All right, that was just wanted to clarify that point. Ms. McLeod, is this your case?
It is my case, Your Honor. My client is 33 years old. She is the mother of 4 children, including the alleged complainant. She has 3 minor daughters who all reside with her and her husband at the address in question. This incident arose when her 18-year-old son stole over $3,000 from her, and also she has an EBT card, and he also stole it, used it without her permission, and he lied about it to her. Yes, she did discipline him. She is his mother. He lives in her house. He is still in high school, and he did something that is improper. In the state of Georgia, a parent is allowed to discipline a child and to use actual physical discipline in certain circumstances. He was upset and he went to school and he complained to his counselors, didn't come home. To this, he has not been at home. His mom didn't know she and her husband were calling around trying to find out where this child was. He just didn't show back up at home. Then
Right.
they also called her other children at school, questioning them without her permission as to whether or not they were abused, which of course they denied because they all knew what had happened, because it happened in the household, that he stole money from his parents and he inappropriately used their card. And this is what happened, Your Honor. My client is a hardworking mother who has a child who did something that was improper. He didn't like the fact that his mother disciplined him, so he went to school and he complained, and then he just didn't show back up at home. Naturally, because he's 18 years old, he has a right not to show up back if he wants to. But the fact is, he doesn't live, he's moved out of her household without even saying to his mother, his father, or his siblings that he's leaving. She doesn't know where he is. She does have 3 minor children, 14, 13, and 9 at home that she needs to take care of. Based on her record, Your Honor, the last thing that was alleged against her was in 2012. I would ask the court to consider giving this mother a bond, a signature bond, so she can get out of jail to take care of her other children and to be with her husband. Incidentally, he was also arrested, Your Honor.
Right.
In his case.
Was he arrested for this same incident or another
Yes,
incident?
Your Honor. They arrested both parents, alleging
Both
that
parents
they
are
abused the
arrested.
children.
But
All right.
Your Honor, the husband's case was transferred to felony court this morning because it was more to this story that pertains specifically to him.
Okay. Before we get into that, Ms. McLeod, if I do allow the release of your client, of course she will get a bond regardless of whether it's signature or not. And I do find that she cannot return to her own home as the victim still resides there. Does she have somewhere else she could stay temporarily as this matter is being resolved?
That I don't know, Your Honor, because I did not even consider the possibility that somebody who would take care of the 3 minor children. There are 3 minor children.
That's debatable, but the question still stands, because if the victim is there, I'm not sure that the court is comfortable allowing her to return to her home at this time. So I would like you, Ms. McLeod, to lead her as to that very limited issue, because I do have to make that determination.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, she told me that after the incident, he didn't come home. So I presume he's not living there anymore.
All right, thank you. All right, at this time, Ms. Weston is going to receive a $2,500 surety bond. She's to have no further contact with the victim, last name Weston. She must stay away from the address at 3494 Madison. If the victim is still residing there, she can return one time with the police escort to determine whether or not he's there. If he's not there, she may return. If he is there, she can collect her items as a one-time escort. She is to have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol as a condition of this bond. Is there anything further from either party?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Anything further, Ms. McLeod?
I'm just concerned about the 3 minor daughters, Your Honor.
I understand that they can go with her to wherever she may temporarily need to be as a part of this. All right, what do we have next?
Judge, we can return back to position number 16. Her private attorney is inside the courtroom, okay?
Okay, so you understand your right. Please pronounce your name again, ma'am.
And Your Honor, we asked for a breakout on this one because of the sensitivity of the case.
I don't know how we're gonna do that. Her attorney is there with her. Is there a way to do a breakout in courtroom 3 with the attorney? Sir, what is your name?
I'm attorney Charles Webb.
Mr. Webb, this is unorthodox, but are you able to, do you have a cell phone there with you in the jail?
I do not. They don't allow us to bring it in.
Right, I understand.
Your Honor, sorry to cut in, but if there's no other inmates in the room with them, we can proceed as normal.
Is there any other person, can anyone hear other than us? Like, can the doors be closed to courtroom 3? Because it sounds like there might be something in the hallway. Is there a way to secure courtroom?
Judge, I can close the door. I just need to put the other 2 inmates up. Can you give me one more, please?
Yes. In the meantime, ma'am, please pronounce your last name.
Chienchu.
I'm not sure I'm gonna say it right. Ms. Chinshu, do you understand your rights?
Yes.
Okay.
Judge, who do you want in the breakout room?
It would be courtroom 3, me, Mr. Walker, and Ms. Harmon. And I don't have any objection to Ms. Kim observing if she would like to do so.
Okay. All right, do you need pretrial in there for the history?
No,
Okay,
I gave you the history in the chat, so.
I saw it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
okay.
Can you call 14 for me, please?
Actually, Mr. Howard, before we go to the breakout, can you just put the history very briefly onto the actual record?
What was it? First arrest? Yeah, first arrest, no driving history either.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. I'm ready.
All right. At this time, I am sounding for the family of Valencia Smith. If there is anyone from the family of Valencia Smith who would like to make a statement at this time and is present on the Zoom conference, this is your opportunity to do so.
Can you say that again?
I'm sounding for the family of Valencia Smith. Are you the family of Valencia Smith?
No, ma'am, I didn't hear exactly what you were saying. I'm sorry.
All right, at this time, hearing no family, I'm gonna give one more opportunity for the family to speak. All right, hearing none, bonds will be so set as discussed in breakout with the conditions as previously discussed. The defendant will receive a $9,000 split bond with the $3,500 charge going through pretrial services. That would be count 4. Is there any further questions as it pertains to this position from anyone?
Nothing
No,
further.
Your Honor.
All right.
Give me that bond amount again.
It's going to be a $9,000 split bond with $3,500 of which is count 4, going through pretrial services.
What are the bond amounts for the other charges?
Ms. Bridge, okay, I'm sorry.
Yes, I can tell you the first charge is $3,500. That's a good bond. The second and the third charges are $1,000 each. And those are also good bonds. That makes it a total of $9,000 and it's a split bond.
Any further questions regarding this position?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, you can be excused, Mr. Webb, if this concludes your business with the court today.
Thank you.
All right, have a great afternoon. Who do we have next?
We have position number 10, Mr. Hopkins.
All right, good afternoon. Are you Jonte Hopkins?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your case is 22 CR 003302F, in which you're charged with simple battery family violence with the offense date of May the 10th of 2022. Did you understand your constitutional rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
Second arrest. 2019 theft while receiving. Possession of a knife or a firearm during the commission. Obstruction.
Okay.
He got an open trespass and marijuana in state court. 19 CR 00828D. He got a bench warrant for that now. That's it.
All right, thank you. Ms. Webb?
Your Honor, this incident occurred on May the 10th at an incident location 2100 Southwood Boulevard, Southwest, Unit 1001, around 2:30 p.m. The Atlanta Police Department responded to a domestic dispute call where the victim is Destiny Stafford. That's Destiny, DESTINEE Stafford, STAFFORD, advised that she and the defendant had a verbal dispute that turned physical when he became upset with her after she told him that he was not properly caring for their newborn child who was crying at the time. She asked for him to leave the residence and began packing his belongings and placed him at the door. The defendant then approached her and became upset again and began striking her in the head area while she was holding that newborn baby. Your Honor, she did not have any visible injuries. The state is recommending $2,500 surety, no further contact with Ms. Stafford. Let's stay away from the incident location, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and one-day anger awareness. Your Honor, the state is concerned with the risk of reoffense in this case in witness intimidation. We did make contact with Ms. Stafford, and she advised that there hasn't been any recent acts of violence and that she's okay with him returning to the residence. However, the parties do appear to be newly shared parents, and it appears there may be some issues with delegating duties in the home, which are causing frustrations for both. And in those instances, however, the defendant cannot resort to violence, especially in the presence of that child. So the state is concerned that since he struck her while she was holding the baby, that does concern the state, Your Honor, for both the parties' safety. Nothing further.
All right, thank you. Before I go to you, Ms. Kim, I'm going to sound for Ms. Stafford. Ms. Stafford, if you are present on the Zoom conference and you wish to make a statement, this is your opportunity to do so. I am sounding for Ms. Stafford at this time. All right, hearing none, Ms. Kim.
I think that iPhone is
Oh, Ms. Stafford, is that you?
Yes.
Would you like to make a statement?
Yes.
Before you speak, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
what would you like to tell the court today?
I'd like to tell the court that it was a misunderstanding or whatever, and that the police was called over here. I didn't make the police call.
All right. All right, thank you. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Hopkins is 20 years old, and actually he will be residing with his grandmother. He has been a main healthcare provider for his grandmother. This case happened about 2 weeks ago. They had enough 15 days ago, they had enough cooling time, and they are having a good relationship. And yet my client does not object to the stay away from incident location 2100 Southwood Boulevard. And he has been here in Georgia all his life. And obviously they have a newborn baby, and he has his grandmother that he has to take care of. So he could not have a job for the last 1 month, and he does not have a car. So there's no funds to make a payment for the bond as well. So we would like to request for a signature on bond so he can go back and take care of his grandmother. Thank you.
All right, at this time, Mr. Hopkins is going to receive a $2,500 surety bond. He is to stay away from the incident location. For now, he is to have no further contact with the victim, last name Stafford. He can arrange transport of the children through a third party. He is to have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol as a condition of this bond. Is there anything further from either party?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have?
Excuse me, can I speak on my behalf?
I would strongly advise against it because the state is listening, and anything you say can and will be used against you. If you have questions, you should call Ms. Kim. Ms. Kim, will you give him a call following this proceeding? All right, Ms. Kim, we'll give you a call. Who do we have next?
Number 1, Mr. Boykins.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Boykins. Your case is 22 CR 0032888H, in which you're charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your constitutional rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Howard?
23 total. Last arrest was in February for DUI, suspended license. False statement pertaining to insurance. That's open. He's on probation. It appears that he got a 10-year sentence for burglary, robbery by sudden snatch, battery, family violence, 12 SC 114366. 2015 probation violation, disorderly conduct, battery, family violence conviction, crude in the third from 2015 as well. Got ag stalking, probation violations from 2012. That's enough.
Okay, that's good. Thank you, Ms. Howard. That's more than sufficient. All right, Ms. Webb.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident occurred on May the 24th at 232 Peyton, that's Peyton Road, Southwest Atlanta, around 8 a.m. Atlanta Police Department responded to a trespass call. The homeowner's daughter called her and advised that she was backing out of the garage when she almost ran the defendant over, who was sitting in their driveway directly in front of their door. The daughter's male friend exited the vehicle and told him that he needed to leave. The defendant left and walked away, and then came back around their house a few moments later and sat on the side of the home. When the officers arrived, he found the defendant walking from the side of the house and began walking towards the front door, which is where he was retained. The homeowner advised that she does not know the defendant, has not seen him before, but they had asked him repeatedly to leave the property, in which he refused. Your Honor, the state is making a $2,000 surety recommendation with a stay away from the incident location and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. We are concerned that the defendant has a risk of reoffense considering his history Your Honor, for those convictions and arrests that include the 2012 robbery and burglary and terroristic threats out of Fulton, as well as that conviction that you heard from pretrial, Your Honor. He also has several FTAs in which he recently FTA'd in February of 2022 on a DUI case out of Fulton County, Your Honor. Nothing further. Oh, excuse me. We are asking for a stay away from the incident location and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons as a condition as well.
All right, thank you. Ms. Kim, is this your case?
No, Your Honor, it's my case, Ms. Hogue.
Oh, Ms. Hogue, good to see you, Ms. Hogue. All right, your recommendation.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Boykins is 32 years old, Your Honor. He is a lifetime resident of Atlanta. He has significant family ties here, including his mother, his brother. He has a child, 2 children, both of whom he helps to support, Your Honor. He does work. He is working in construction, does need to get out in order to continue working that, as well as he is trying to start his GED. So he's trying to get his life very much together. He has no problem with the stay away. He'd had a very bad argument with his brother and just he was trying to clear his head. So that is what happened. He has no problem with stay away. He has no problem not wanting to go back there. He currently, because of his failure to appear, also is facing about $2,300 worth of bonds for that as well. So we're just asking for a reasonable bond of $1,000 surety bond for this. And also we noted that on one of his charges for the DUI, the seatbelt, he still doesn't have a bond on it. So we want to make sure he walks out with all of his bonds today so that they can bond out easily if he can.
That DUI seatbelt is not before me today, Ms. Hogue. I'm not sure why, but I don't think I can address or set a bond at this time for that particular charge.
Okay, well, thank you.
All right, but I do understand wanting to have bonds for everything, but if it's not before me, there's nothing I can do. At this time, Mr. Boykins is going to receive $1,000 surety bond. He is to stay away from the address on Peyton Road, and he is to have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol as a condition of this bond. Is there anything further?
Nothing further from the state.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
Joe, what was the bond amount?
It was $1,000 surety.
Okay, thank you. Next up, we're gonna have position 5.
Okay, position 5. Let's see. Are you Jeffrey Gates?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Gates, your case is 22 CR 003295B, in which you're charged with 1 count of battery family violence with the offense date of March 22nd of 2022. Do you understand your constitutional rights? You do?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Howard?
23 total. Last arrest was 2018 probation violation out of Cobb. 2018 probation violation out of Douglas County. Based on the math, 2004, they gave him 7 years to serve. And then 13 years probation for ag assault and robbery. So based on that, he's still on probation.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Webb?
Your Honor, this incident occurred on March the 22nd at 239 Scripple, that's SCRIPLE Terrace Northeast around 10 a.m. Atlanta Police Department responded to a domestic dispute and were advised by the victim, Miss Trakshawn Nolan, it's Trakshawn, Trayshawn, TRCSHAWN Nolan, NOLEN, who is the defendant's wife, that the defendant became upset with her after she returned home from working an overnight shift. She was not able to answer his calls, and as she was very busy at work, when she initially arrived home, the defendant wasn't there. And when she went to sleep to prepare for her next job, while she was sleeping, the defendant returned to the residence and began arguing with her. She left the location to get some rest in a local parking lot. And when she came back, he was in a shower. When he got out, they began to argue again. The defendant then started throwing objects at her. And one of the items, which she believes was a stiletto heel, struck her in the head, leaving a laceration. Considering the defendant's history, we are concerned with the risk of reoffense and that the defendant is a possible flight risk. Your Honor, we are requesting a $3,500 surety, no further contact with Ms. Nolan, a stay away from the incident location, and 1 day anger awareness, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Your Honor, albeit that the state concedes that this incident did occur 2 months ago, we are concerned that there is a risk of reoffense considering the defendant's history, Your Honor, and as well as that he's a possible flight risk as he has FTA'd on another case and has a long history of FTAs, probation violations, and parole violations, Your Honors, from various jurisdictions. Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna sound for Ms. Nolan at this time. Ms. Nolan, if you are present on this Zoom conference and would like to be heard, this is your opportunity to do so. Again, I'm sounding for Trayshawn, or perhaps it's Trakshawn Nolan. I see Trayshawn on the Zoom conference. Now, you are not required to make a statement, but if you would like to do so, Ms. Nolan, this is your opportunity to do so. You would need to turn on your camera so that we could identify you.
Okay, 1 second. Hello.
Yes, Miss Nolan, you still haven't turned on your camera. You unmuted yourself and now you've remuted. There you are. Now I need you to turn on your audio. Would you like to make a statement?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
What would you like to tell the court today?
After the incident, Jeffrey did leave, so he did make efforts to resolve the situation. We have been residing together since the incident because, well, neither one of us have anywhere else to go. And after the situation, I'm not in fear of Jeffrey. So I just, I don't know. I guess I just wanted that to be known.
All right, thank you. All right, I appreciate that. Ms. Hogue?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Gates is 37 years old, Your Honor, and he's a lifetime resident of Georgia with significant ties here, including his mom, children, grandchildren, and brother. He has a high school diploma as well as some college as an electrician. He's currently working 4 jobs, a more or less full-time warehouse job, as well as some part-time security and Grady jobs where he mentors patients. He has, like I said, some college as well. As you can see here, Your Honor, Miss Nolan does wish to have contact, Your Honor. So we're just asking for a reasonable bond of $2,500, good bond, and a no further violent contact with Miss Nolan.
All right, Ms. Hogue, if I decide that he cannot return to that location, does he have somewhere else he could stay temporarily?
My understanding is no, Your Honor. That is one of the situations where they pretty much just have each other as far as being able to stay. So that's not my understanding. My understanding is that, they're staying together. They've been together. This happened back in March. It is now 2 months later. It seems like they have resolved their issues. And as she indicates, she is not afraid. And so I think at this point, that's why we're requesting a no further violent contact.
Well, I understand that, but I have to consider the totality of the situation. You said his mother lives here?
I believe so. I don't know if he'd be able to move in with her or not. I'd have to ask him about that.
Okay. All right. Is there anything further from the state or the defense before I issue my decision?
No, Your Honor.
All right. At this time, Mr. Gates is going to receive a $3,500 surety bond. He's to have no further violent contact with the victim, last name Nolan. He is to have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol as a condition of this bond. Is there anything further from either party?
Thank you.
Your Honor, did you say no further violent contact?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor.
All right. I believe that will conclude your case, Mr. Gates. Best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
Anderson. Position 9. Anderson.
Your Honor.
Yes. Who's speaking? All right, hold one moment, whoever's speaking, while I do this. Are you Travis Henderson? Are you Travis Henderson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Henderson, your case is 22 CR 003301F, in which you're charged with 1 count of battery family violence with the offense date of May the 23rd. Do you understand your constitutional rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
35 total. Hold on. Last was 2019 misdemeanor possession of marijuana. Hold on. He got a lot of driving in his history. Let me get to it. I got a 05 simple assault conviction, 06 simple battery conviction, 6 probation violations for the simple battery. I think that's it. Hold on. I got a 2013 battery crude in a 1st degree. I'm not sure the dispositions of those. State might know what those were.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
That's
Howard.
it. All
Ms.
right.
Webb? Ms.
Yes,
Webb?
Your Honor. I have that this incident occurred on May the 6th at the Pizza Hut located on 8390 Sonoya Road, Fairburn, Georgia. The defendant is the father of the victim, Ms. Trayana Henderson, who was actually sounding just earlier, Trayonna Henderson. They were arguing in the car, and according to the younger sibling, the victim began to talk back to him and he struck her in the face. The victim took the keys and exited the vehicle, and the defendant began chasing her around the parking lot, and the two continued to argue. Ms. Henderson did sustain visible injuries that were noted by the responding officer, including discoloration, swelling, and bruising to the face. The state is making a recommendation for a $2,500 surety bond. Stay away from that Pizza Hut, Your Honor. No further contact with Ms. Henderson, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and 1-day anger awareness. We are concerned with the risk of offense, Your Honor, concerned that the defendant has a quick temper, and we understand parenting young adults and teenagers is a challenge, but resulting to violence in the presence of the minor siblings as well in the public, Your Honor, is not okay, and the state is concerned. Your Honor, far as that 2013 case, it does appear I had that it was still open, and I was going to have pretrial to confirm it, but it appears that it's still open for that battery, family violence, and cruelty to children, Your Honor. Nothing further.
All right, and to be clear,
as well as a 2016 Frey case as well.
Okay, to be clear, you're asking for us to stay away from that Pizza Hut, correct? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Hogue, and then I'll go to Ms. Henderson at the conclusion.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Henderson is 41 years old. Again, he has been in Georgia for probably most of his life. He has an 11th grade education as well as a GED that he also got. He currently, for the last 8 to 10 years, has been doing what we call dumpster drop-off cleanup work, more or less junk removal. He's had a consistent job for the last 8 to 10 years. He has been approved for a pretrial release, Your Honor, because looking at his history, Your Honor, whether that 2013, whatever's going on with it, apparently has not gone forward. So I don't know whether it should even be considered. You have the 2019 marijuana, and then everything goes back to 2006 and 2005. So it is significantly older. He does help to support his children and his family, Your Honor. He has no problem with no contact with Miss Henderson here, Your Honor. So we do believe that he is justified in getting his pretrial release bond, Your Honor. And like I said, there's no further contact with Miss Henderson. It's not going to be a problem for him. And as I said, he has significant family ties and is not a flight risk.
Thank you, Ms. Hogue. Ms. Henderson, would you like to make a statement at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, what would you like to tell the court at this time?
Well, I would like to say that at the moment that I was mad, we was arguing in the car about, not being grown or whatever. So I was mad at him. And at the moment, like 2 days ago, I had got into a fight and he kept bringing it up about, my face bruised up. So when we got the Pizza Hut, we was arguing in the car. And then he told my other sister to go in to get the pizza. So we was arguing, and he said something and made me mad. So he didn't hit me on that. I was angry at the moment. I lied. So I snatched the keys out thing, went down the street, and he was like, "Give my keys back, give me keys." And that's when the police was driving by. And then that's what happened.
All right. At this time, Mr. Henderson is going to receive a $2,500 surety bond. He is to have no further contact with the victim and stay away from the incident location. And he is to have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol as a condition of this bond. All right, is there anything further?
I would ask, given his situation, Your Honor, and what Ms. Henderson has said, to reconsider possibly doing it this not as a surety bond, but as a signature bond.
The surety bond will stand at this time, Ms. Hope.
Okay, thank you.
All right, who do we have next?
We have position number 6, Mr. Graham.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Graham. Your case is 22 CR 0032996G, in which you're charged with simple battery, family violence, and criminal trespass, family violence, each with the offense date of May the 19th. Do you understand your constitutional rights?
Yes.
All right, we'll go straight to Ms. Webb.
Your Honor, this incident occurred on May the 19th at 437 Misty Lane, Alpharetta, Georgia. The victim in this case is the defendant's mother, Miss Kelly Pearson. That's Kelly, Kelli, Pearson, Pearson. The Alpharetta Police Department responded to that domestic dispute, and she advised that her son and she had an argument over him smoking marijuana and not allowing her to go through his phone. The defendant had a backpack with items in it that she did not purchase, so she grabbed it and went down the stairs during that argument, and he began to follow behind her and placed her in a headlock and then threw her onto the stairs. She got up and followed him down those steps, and as he was trying to exit the front door, that door was dead bolted and required a key, and she attempted to unlock it, and he became more agitated with her and punched a picture frame so hard that it caused a hole in their wall in the home. He then jumped out of a window and left with an unknown person who was waiting outside for him. Your Honor, the state is making a total bond for $2,500 surety, $1,500 for the simple battery, and $1,000 for the trespass. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Stay away from the incident location on Misty Lane, 1 day anger awareness, and no further contact with his mother. Your Honor, we do understand that this is the defendant's first offense. However, considering the situation and the ongoing dispute with his mother and him possibly not wanting to abide by her house rules, we are concerned that there is a risk of reoffense. Your Honor, we have had a chance to speak with his mother, in which she has expressed some concerns with his recent behavior, and when she's present and she would like to speak, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. We'll confirm for the purposes of the record that this is his first arrest. We'll go to his mother at the conclusion. Ms. Hogue.
Yes, Your Honor. As you know, Mr. Graham is 17 years old, and he's not going to be going back to the house. He's going to be living with his father, Mr. Brandon Graham, Your Honor. He has no arrest history, and as always, he's innocent until proven guilty, and exactly what happened, I'm sure, is going to be up for dispute. And so we'd like to just focus on the fact that he is young, he is 17, he is innocent until proven guilty. This is his first arrest, and he has a different place to stay, so there will not be an issue with the no context or the stayaways whatsoever. So we are just asking for the signature bond through pretrial, given his age and everything else, and given the fact that, he is working and doing concession work, and he will be staying with his father. So we do believe that the signature bond is warranted.
All right, at this time, I'm sounding for Ms. Pearson. Ms. Pearson, if you would like to be heard today, this is your opportunity to speak. You would need to turn on your camera and unmute yourself so that we could swear you in and hear what you'd like to say.
Yes, I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, Ms. Pearson, can you please raise your right hand?
Yes.
Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
What would you like to tell the court at this time?
I just want to get my son some help. That's all. As far as counseling is concerned, he's not a bad kid. He's really not. At the end.
I'm sorry, Ms. Pearson, you froze for a moment, so I lost a portion of what you were saying. I believe that we lost you when you said that your son was not a bad kid. Please continue from there if you can.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry about that. There was a call coming in. I apologize. I just sent it away. But in any case, my son is not a bad kid. He's growing up, and he doesn't feel as though he has to listen to me at times, but he's not a bad person. He's not a bad child. I just want to get him in a place, however, where he does get some counseling. And I think that's important because as he's transitioning into manhood, there's some things I think that he needs to unpack. But at the end of the day, I still love him. I've told him that. And I don't want him thrown into jail. I just want to get some assistance for him.
All right. I appreciate you making that statement, Ms. Pearson. Thank you. Take care. All right. I believe I've heard from both the state and the defense. In light of the victim's testimony, is there anything further that either party would like to add before I rule?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing
right.
further from the defense.
Now, Ms. Hogue, if he is granted a signature bond, he's going to need a cosigner other than his mother. Does he have someone else that could co-sign this signature bond for him?
Yes, he does. He has his father, Brandon Graham.
All right. At this time, Mr. Graham is going to receive a $3,500 signature bond, broken down $2,500 on count 1, $1,000 on count 2 through pretrial services. He is to complete the one-day anger awareness course. He is to have no further contact at this time with his mother, Ms. Pearson, and he must stay away from that address on Misty Lane. Mr. Graham, I'm directing you to consider the events that have led you here today, and to also consider your mother's statements today. Once you two are reunited, I direct you to really consider the fact that she's trying to give you some instruction to keep you from ending up back where you are exactly at this point. All right, I believe I've addressed the entirety of this case. Mr. Howard, the co-signer, I believe, is Brandon Graham. Are you going to need any additional information?
You waiving the utility bill?
I will waive the utility bill requirement.
All right, I'll send it to you.
All right, I believe that completes Mr. Graham's case. Is there anything further?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Graham, best of luck to you, and please listen to your mother. Who do we have next?
Number 8, Mr. Harris.
All right, Mr. Harris, your case is 22 CR 003298C, in which you're charged with 1 count of battery family violence with the offense date of February the 23rd. Do you understand your constitutional rights?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Howard.
20 total. Last arrest was on the 23rd of this month for marijuana possession, suspended license. It's open. We got an open case for battery, second and subsequent offense. It's 20 CP 193452. Got a 2010 simple battery family violence conviction, 2 counts.
Okay.
I think as far as the violence. Yeah. That's
all right. That sounds good. Thank you, Ms. Webb.
Your Honor, this incident occurred on February the 23rd at 311 Scott Street, Southwest Atlanta. Atlanta Police Department responded to the domestic dispute, and the defendant and the victim are parents of the same child but do not reside together. The defendant came over that morning to take their minor daughter to school and later returned upset and let himself into the home with a key that was provided by the victim, Ms. Colleen Sharp. That's Colleen, Colleen Sharp, SHARPE. During the argument, he began striking her, he entered and began arguing with her over a text message that she sent him while he was away. And during that argument, he became violent and began striking her with a closed fist. She had visible injuries, including swelling and dark bruising on the right cheek area. And she did advise to the officer that she tried to defend herself, and the defendant began hitting her again and then left the scene. The state is requesting a $4,000 surety bond with a stay away from the incident location, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no further contact with Ms. Sharp, one-day anger awareness, and third-party contact with the party's minor child. Your Honor, as you heard from pretrial, the defendant does have an open case in Fulton County for battery family violence from 2020, where in that case, he was alleged to have battered another woman who he shares a child with, Your Honor, where he allegedly choked her in that case, Your Honor. The state believes that the defendant does pose a threat to the victim in this case. In addition to, we are concerned with witness intimidation. We do not believe the victim wants to participate in the prosecutorial process out of fear of retaliation from the defendant, Your Honor. Nothing further.
All right, thank you. Ms. Hogue?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Harris is 38 years old, Your Honor. He's been in Georgia most of his life for about 35 years. He has a high school degree, as well as he has a technical degree from the profile barber Institute, or however you want to call it. He also has been working as a barber for the last 6 years. He has 5 children, Your Honor. He has significant family ties. We are looking for a reasonable bond of about $2,500 good bond. My understanding is they do co-parent and share this child. They don't live together, but I do believe that they want no further violent contact, not no contact. So that's all we're asking, is for no further violent contact and a bond of around $2,500 good bond.
All right, thank you. At this, I'm going to sound for Ms. Sharp. Ms. Sharp, Ms. Sharp, would you like to make a statement at this time?
Yes, I would.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, what would you like to tell the court?
I do not fear for my safety with Mr. Harris. We actually reconciled that same day, and he's an integral part of the parenting process with me and between our daughter and I. And we haven't had any further issues, and I do not wish to have it so that we can't co-parent the way we have been. He's around constantly. We haven't had any further issues. We generally don't. This is just a very bad day.
All right, thank you. Anything further from either the state of the defense in light of the victim's statements?
Nothing further besides the fact we want to reiterate that the defendant is alleged to have assaulted another mother of his child in 2020, and that case is still open and pending in state court, Your Honor. Nothing further.
All right, Ms. Hoke, anything further to add?
No, nothing than what we requested, Your Honors. You've heard from the victim, Your Honor, and like I said, nothing further than we're asking for a $2,500 good bond and just no further violent contact.
All right, I'm going to accept the state's recommendation in its entirety. He's going to receive a $4,000 surety bond. He's have no further contact with the victim at this time. This can be revisited at a later point. He can arrange to see his children by contacting a third party. He is to stay away from the incident location and have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol as a condition of his bond. Is there anything further from either party?
Your Honor, it kind of cut out. I couldn't hear the amount for the bond.
It'll be a $4,000 surety bond as recommended by the state.
Thank you.
Your Honor, why the no contact instead of the no violent contact?
You can speak with Ms. Hogue regarding my ruling, all right? Okay. All right, best of luck to you, Mr. Harris. Who do we have next?
Number 2, Mr. Chapman.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Chapman. Your case is 22 CR 003289H, in which you're charged with simple battery with the offense date of May the 24th of 2022. Do you understand your constitutional rights?
Yeah, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
First arrest.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Webb.
Yes, Your Honor. This event occurred on May the 24th at 2061 Freeman Court, College Park, Georgia, where the College Park Police Department responded to a fight call. The officers, upon their arrival, observed the defendant grabbing the victim and which caused her shirt to rip. Witnesses who were at the scene advised to the officers that they witnessed the defendant assaulting the victim in this case, which is Miss Trinity Robinson. That's Trinity, Trinity, Robinson, Robinson, and dragging her across the ground, Your Honor. The state is requesting a $2,500 surety, no further contact with Miss Robinson, and stay away from the incident location, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and 1-day anger awareness. Albeit the state concedes that this is his first offense. It's not clear exactly what's the underlying cause of this level of aggression towards the victim, but we want to protect her since this did cause chaos at that incident location, Your Honor, and witnessed by the officers.
All right. Is this your case, Ms. Hogue, or is this Ms. Kim?
It is mine, Your Honor.
Oh, Ms. McLeod, it doesn't always shuffle the screen so I can see you. Ms. McLeod, I'll go to you and then I will sound for the victim.
I believe she is on, Your Honor.
Yes, I'm gonna go to you first, then I'll go for her.
Yes. Your Honor, my client is 17 years old. As the state has stated, he doesn't have a record. He tells me he lives in Clayton County with his mom. He's currently working on his GED because he's just 17, so he's not quite out of high school age yet. He tells me that he and his girlfriend were just having an argument. He said it was totally exaggerated by other people who were around. I've actually had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Robinson, and she tells me the same thing, Your Honor. She says she absolutely is not afraid of him and that it was a misunderstanding. And she did try to tell that to the police officers, but they said they were going to arrest her as well. And I believe she's on, Your Honor. They do not live together.
All right, Mr. Howard, can you clarify that?
Yeah, let me get on. I got you. All right. So first
Yes.
arrest based on GCIC. He's wanted out of Clayton County for a weapons offense. The date of that warrant is March 30th, 2022. So just so y'all know.
So is he still recommended or no?
No.
All right,
He's
no longer
wanted.
wanted. All right. I'm gonna sound for Ms. Robinson at this time. Ms. Robinson, if you would like to make your statement, this is your opportunity to do so.
Yes, ma'am, I would.
Please raise your right hand. All right, what would you like to tell the court at this time?
I would just like to tell you guys that it was totally a misunderstanding. Like, it was just something our relationships go through, like little small arguments, but we were outside because we just was outside at the time yelling, so people overheard, but nobody seen us fighting. They just called. I don't even know who called because I didn't feel a fear for my life or anything. Like, we really was done arguing when the police came. We was actually on the way to drop him off at his mother's house when the police arrived. And as soon as we came out, he was overly aggressive. Like, and I tried to explain to him that it was not that serious and I don't want him to have to go anywhere. And he was like, I'm finna arrest you if you walk up here. So I couldn't really do nothing or say nothing then, but I was trying to explain to them then that it was not that serious and I was not in fear of him. And he was not dragging me all across nothing. Like,
all right.
And we don't fight at all. Like, that was our first argument, like, just out, and it just so happened that happened like that. But we don't never have to do that. I'm not in fear of him. He's a good person. We don't stay together, so it's not like it's a ongoing thing or anything like that. This never happened. This is the first time we argue, and I don't feel like he should be in jail.
All right.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Ms. Robinson. All right. Is there anything further from the state of defense in light of the witness's testimony, as well as the clarified history from pretrial?
No, Your Honor, other than the fact that the police officer who responded did report that he actually witnessed the defendant grabbing the victim by her arms, and which caused her shirt to rip. Other than that, nothing further.
Ms. McLeod, anything further?
Yes, Your Honor. I would just like to point out to the court that my client's 17 years old and he is not employed at the moment. He's working on his GED and he lives with his mom. He also has 3 other siblings living at home with him, Your Honor. The victim has expressed that it was a misunderstanding that he did not do, and she tried to explain to the police officers on the scene, but they took him anyway. And I would also like to point out that she was not the one who called the police.
All right, thank you. At this time, Mr. Chapman is going to receive a $2,000 surety bond. He is to have no further contact with the victim and stay away from the incident location. He is to have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol as a condition of this bond. Is there anything further from either party?
No, nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
Number 4, Mr. Garrison.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Garrison. Your case number is 22-CR003292E, in which you're charged with simple battery. I see you approaching. Please come quickly. Do you understand your constitutional rights?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Howard.
All right. You see what he's charged with, right?
I'm on number 4.
Garrison, hold on.
I have simple battery.
Oh, that's why. All right, I'm gonna put it in the chat for you.
Oh, okay.
I know state know the history, so you can just go to them while I put this stuff in the chat.
Okay. Ms. Webb?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident occurred on May the 24th around the Spring Street and Linden Avenue intersection. About 6:45, a citizen who was walking on that street reported to Atlanta Police Department that she was walking around that intersection when the defendant walked up to her and asked for $1. She refused to give him one, and he struck her in the head with his hand, causing her to fall down the street and then fled off on a scooter, Your Honor. The state is requesting a $3,000 surety. No further contact with the victim, Ms. Gail Gail White. That's Gail White, common spelling. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and 1 day anger awareness. We are concerned that the defendant is a possible threat to the community, as this was a complete random attack on someone who was just walking down the street in downtown Atlanta, Your Honor. The defendant is also a possible flight risk, as he does have outstanding warrants and failure to register, Your Honor. And for those reasons, we are concerned. And he has 11 cycles out of Missouri and 15 out of Georgia.
You walk with another man stalking me.
Okay, please don't say anything, Mr. Garrison. Anything to say can and will be used against you, all right?
And Your Honor, just to clarify for the record, he does have a robbery arrest from Atlanta from 2017, a simple battery arrest from Georgia State campus in 2018, a simple battery arrest from Atlanta for 2020, a simple battery arrest on a law enforcement officer from 2020 out of Atlanta. He has an open robbery case in Superior Court from 2020.
Okay, I just make sure you don't sound that other one. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Ms. Hogue?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Garrison is 46 years old, Your Honor. He has been in Georgia all of his life. While he is currently homeless and has not been able to find employment for some time, he did work in demolition for 10 years. I do understand that he does have a history here, Your Honor, but he also has no means upon which to make any significant kind of bond whatsoever. So we are just asking for a reasonable bond of like $500 to $1,000. He has other holds, as I think you're aware of. So at this point, we just would like to make it such that whatever goes on, this case will not hold him up. So anything from $1,000 to $500 or a signature bond, so that anything else could go forward without any issue.
We're gonna sound for Ms. White at this time. Ms. White, are you present on this Zoom conference? Ms. White, all right. All right, at this time, Mr. Garrison is gonna receive a $1,500 surety bond. He is to have no further contact with the victim, last name White, and he is to have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons as a condition of this bond. And as a gentle reminder, all those who receive a surety bond today will be reset to the June 7th SAP calendar, as I indicated at the commencement of the calendar today. All right, if there's nothing further, best of luck to you, Mr. Garrison. Who do we have next?
Number 7, Mr. Greenway.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Greenway. Your case is
June 7th.
Yes, your court date is June 7th. Your case number is 22 CR 003297E, in which you're charged with simple assault, family violence with the offense date of May the 16th of 2022. Do you understand your constitutional rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Howard?
15 total. He got an open case for simple battery, family violence, and hindering. 20 CR 004687E. That came off of a September 2020 arrest. I think Webb wants a breakout.
That's
All right.
correct, Your Honor.
All right. All right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for the history, though.
All right.
In
If
the
I could
2000s.
In the 2000s, you said that was
Yeah.
there anything significant in the remote history, Mr. Howard?
I mean, it's early 2000. I mean, you had a false imprisonment, another hindering, ag battery. But I don't see the dispositions for it.
All right, and this is Ms. Hogue's case, presumably?
Yes, it is, Your Honor. I couldn't quite hear
Okay.
what the history was, but I guess let's go to the breakout room first.
Okay, do you need the history clarified before we, Ms. Webb,
Yeah.
will you also have the history?
Yes, Your
And you
Honor,
concur-
I do.
And you concur with what Mr. Howard just read before we go?
Yes, Your Honor, just so Ms. Hogue knows, he does have an open simple battery family violence case in obstruction from 2020 out of Roswell.
That's what I
All
thought.
right. Ms. Lewis, if you could put me, Ms. Hogue, Ms. Webb, I'm sure that Mr. Walker would like to be present as well. And I have no objection to Ms. Kim joining if she would like to be present. All right, at this time, Mr. Greenway is going to receive a $2,500 surety bond. He is to have no further contact with the victim at this time. He must stay away from the address on Bannock Court if the victim resides at that location. He must return one time with a member of law enforcement to make this determination. If she does not reside there, he can return to that location. If she does, he must collect his things and go to another location and stay away. He is to have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol as a condition of this bond. Is there any other questions? Oh, and the order as discussed in the breakout will be issued. Is there anything further from either party at this time?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Greenway, best of luck to you. That will conclude your case. Who do we have next?
Yeah, this is number 3, Mr. Davis.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Davis. Your case is 22 CR 0032918, in which you're charged with driving while your license was suspended or revoked with the offense date of May the 23rd. Do you understand your constitutional right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
6 total. Last arrest was April 2021. 2 counts of ag assault, criminal damage to property. That's open in Superior Court, 21 SC 179796. Appears to have an open case in Calhoun, Georgia. Conspiracy to commit a felony, drug trafficking, crossing state county guard lines with drugs, weapons. That's pretty much it. 2019 felony theft by receiving arrest. 2018 driving without a valid license and theft by receipt.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Howard. Is this your case, Ms. Webb?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
All right, Ms. Webb.
This incident occurred on May the 23rd at the 8350 Roswell Road, Sandy Springs, address around 6 a.m. Sandy Springs Police Department found the defendant operating a vehicle after responding to a dispute call at the incident location. He was found driving a Honda Civic with Georgia tag C as in cat, S as in Sarah, G as in go, 8689. The defendant's license has been suspended since 2019. Your Honor, the state is requesting a $2,000 surety with no driving and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons as a condition. The defendant has FTAs, and we're making that recommendation largely because of the risk of reoffense, and we believe he's a flight risk. He has FTAs from 2018 and 2019 on other traffic offenses, and his license has been suspended out of Atlanta since 2019, and he has another open case or was arrested previously, in 2020 out of Atlanta for driving on a suspended license.
All right, thank you, Ms. Webb. Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 22 years old. He is a native of Atlanta, Your Honor. He is currently employed, he tells me, and he is the father of a 1-year-old little girl that he's taking care of. Your Honor, there have been allegations made of previous offenses, but I did not hear that he had been convicted of anything, or maybe I missed that in what was being said. But anyway, this is a traffic offense, Your Honor. Based on that, I would ask the court to consider giving him a signature bond. He's told me that he's working on having his driver's license reinstated, Your Honor, and I have told him that since he now has this charge, he cannot be driving, but he has told me that he is working on it, Your Honor. It is a traffic offense, and I would ask the court to consider giving him a signature bond so he can get out of jail and take care of his little daughter.
I'm inclined to agree with Ms. McLeod. At this time, defendant is going to receive a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. He is to not drive as a condition of this bond, and he is to have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol at this time. Is there anything further from either party?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, Mr. Davis. Who do we have next?
Number 12, Mr. Marshall.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Marshall. Your case is 22 CR 0032878, in which you're charged with reckless conduct. Do you understand your constitutional rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Howard?
His 5th arrest. Last arrest was 2019, hindering 911 call, criminal damage to property, 2nd degree, false imprisonment, burglary, simple battery. Those cases were dismissed. 2018 felony terrorist threats dismissed. 2012 DUI, it was reduced to reckless driving, NOLO. And a 2009 operation of a watercraft under the influence, NOLO.
All right, thank you. Thank you. All right, Ms. Harmon.
Yes, Your Honor. This offense took place on May 23rd, 2022 at 2565 Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta. This was actually outside of the Alpharetta Police Station. The defendant was in an argument with his ex-girlfriend. He made the decision to retrieve a handgun from his vehicle and pointed it towards the ground. We believe that he put everyone in the immediate area in danger. We do believe that this incident represents a danger to the community and to the victim as he was in an argument, and that's when he reached for the gun. Our recommendation in this case is a $2,500 surety bond on the reckless conduct, a one-day anger awareness class, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. And is this Ms. Kim's case? The Zoom did not sort. Who represents this defendant?
Your Honor, I couldn't hear the position number, Your Honor. Can I?
Position 12, is this your case, Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, Worship, I have it.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. All right, Ms. Kim, your recommendation when you're ready.
Well, we would like to recommend for signature on bond as pretrial service also recommended for unsecured judicial relief. He has been here in Georgia for more than 31 years. And I do believe that this was the very thing that I was going to ask for breakout. I put a note there, and yet sorry, I just couldn't do it yet. May I please have a very brief breakout?
Yes, if we could all be put in a very brief breakout.
Sorry about that.
Never close out the last breakout room, so those who need to go in there can just automatically click to go back in here.
Oh, that's an option. Okay, I'm gonna just join breakout room.
Ms. Kim, it's already open. If you've been in the breakout room, it's already open. Just look on your option button and you should be able to just go back in the room.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to do it.
If not,
I see.
Okay, if not, I will have to put you out and then put you back in.
Ms. Bridgewater, the judge and I went to a separate breakout room. Do we need a separate invitation?
Yeah, I don't have it.
Okay, I'm just gonna close everybody back out and just start y'all all over again.
Sorry.
That's okay.
You're muted, Judge. I don't know if you know.
Ms. Solon, I don't know who you're here for. Who are you here for? Ms. Solomon,
Yes,
who are you here for?
Jarquavius Williams, did you do his case already?
What is his name?
Jarquavius Williams.
I don't know if they got to him
He's
yet.
the last one on the calendar.
He's the last one on the calendar, but I'm not gonna be able to keep letting you in and out of the Zoom, and you can't be in the bed if you're gonna address the judge. You gotta be in appropriate place and appropriate clothes on. You can't be in the bed like that. And I will have to kick you out of the Zoom if you are still in the bed.
We're now returning to position 12. Ms. Harmon, will you very briefly put your recommendation onto the record, followed by Ms. Kim? We don't need to rehash the facts, just your recommendations, please. Ms. Harmon, you're muted.
Apologies. $2,500 surety bond, a one-day anger awareness class, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons in Mr. Marshall's case.
All right, and Ms. Kim?
Yes, signature on bond for this.
All right, thank you. At this time, Mr. Marshall is going to receive a $500 surety bond. He is to have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol at this time.
Thank you.
All right, best of luck to you, Mr. Marshall. Who do we have next?
We have number 14, Mr. Rivera.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Rivera. Your case is 22 CR 003294Y, and what's your charge with simple battery family violence with the offense date of April the 19th of 2022. Do you understand your constitutional rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Howard?
7 total. Last arrest was 2020, trespass. Grand theft from posted construction site. This was out of Florida. Charges were dropped. I didn't see any violence in this history.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Herman?
The offense date for 1922 at 7492 Bluefin Trail in Union City. The victim in this case, her name is Ebony Henderson. We only had the warrant at the time, and my understanding is the parties lived together. And it appears from the warrant that the defendant intentionally pushed the victim on both of her arms and pushed her neck. We did get a chance to reach out to the victim, and she said that they confirmed that they live together and they are in a relationship. She said that the defendant has a drinking problem and gets very aggressive when he drinks, and that she fears him when he drinks, but when he's sober, she doesn't. And I do understand that she may be on the Zoom. She did say that she wants no violent contact, excuse me. We do believe that he represents a danger to the victim based on the incident details, and is a heightened danger to the victim when he is consuming alcohol. I, like Mr. Hubbard, didn't find any violence in his history. Our recommendation based on the totality of the circumstances is a $2,000 surety bond, a one-day anger awareness class, no further contact with the victim, because my concern is if he continues to drink, then violence will continue. To stay away from the incident location, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Rivera is actually 48 years old, and he has been here in Georgia ever since 2012. And indeed, he sold his house in Pennsylvania to live together with Miss Ebony Henderson. They, even though they don't have a children together, basically Mr. Rivera has raised the stepdaughter ever since she was 7 years old. And indeed, he has a job lined up because from the Ford dealership. So he's going to be starting his work. However, he turned himself in when he found out that this arrest warrant was outstanding and it was there. He wanted to start his job fresh without any kind of like hurdles in the middle. So considering the fact that he turned himself in and they are still together, and it happened on April 19, 2022, and this is first violence case, we would like to request for signature on bond, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I'm going to sound for Miss Ebony Henderson. Miss Henderson, if you would like to be heard and you're present on this Zoom conference, you will need to turn on your video, but this is your opportunity to speak if you would like to do so.
Hello.
All right, are you Ebony Henderson?
Yes, I am.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, what would you like to tell the court this time?
Yeah, I just want to say that I don't fear Jose. I just want him to be able to start the job that he's gonna be. You know, they waiting for him to go to the job, so he turned himself so he can start fresh and be able to work and have a life, you know, decent life with no problem, with no alcohol problems. That's the only thing I want to say that for him.
Okay, and you wish to have contact with him?
Because he's not from here, his family don't live here, so he don't have no place to stay. So I don't want to throw into the street like that, you know, he don't have the place to stay.
All right, Ms. Kim, is it also your understanding after speaking to your client that if I do issue the stay away as requested by the state that he has no other ties to the community other than Ms. Henderson?
Correct, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, I could not hear you.
Yes, Your Honor. That's
Okay.
what I heard from him as well.
All right, I didn't mean to cut you off, Ms. Henderson. Is that all that you would like to tell the court at this time? I believe so. All right, anything further from either the state or the defense?
Nothing further.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, in light of the information before me, Mr. Rivera is going to receive a $2,000 surety bond. He is to have no further violent contact with the victim, last name Henderson, and he is to have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol as a condition of this bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
Number 15, Mr. Smith.
All right, we've discussed some parts of this in the breakout. Mr. Smith, your case is 22 CR 003293A, and what you're charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Ms. Harmon.
Yes, Your Honor. The facts are that the officers encountered the defendant at the incident location of 250 Marietta Street. That is the location of the College Football Hall of Fame. There was a third party, Jason Durden, that accused the defendant of striking him with a pylon. That victim declined to provide a written statement to officers. And on I'm sorry, Your Honor, that was on 5/23/22, I believe. And on 5/20/22, the defendant was found sleeping at the same incident location. And while the officers were talking to the defendant, another third party walked up to the officers and indicated that the defendant hit him with a pylon. Thereafter, he was, I am so sorry, Your Honor. I think I'm not conveying the facts clearly. So he had a incident on 5/24 in which he was violating a criminal trespass warning that he received on 5/20/22. And then the 5/20/22 criminal trespass warning, he was warned to stay off of all Georgia World Congress property, including the incident location. And he signed that morning on 5/20/2022. He returned to the same location on 5/23/22.
He went back to the Hall of Fame, essentially, Ms. Harmon, is what happened.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just wrote it in the reverse. So we believe that he has a propensity to reoffend because he has a 2021 criminal trespass NOLO in Clayton County. He has 2 open criminal trespass offenses in our county from 2/20/22 at 267 Marietta Street, which is down the street. And then the same address on 9 September of 2021. Our recommendation in this case is a $2,500 surety bond and to stay away from all Georgia World Congress property. And then the other matters we discussed.
Okay, now the question I have is all Georgia World Congress property, are there addresses that we could attach to that at this time, Ms. Harmon? Because that even sounds nebulous to me.
Yes,
such that
ma'am.
it might be unclear for where he's supposed to stay away from.
Yes, ma'am. Let me, I'll go back and
right, while we discuss that, Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Smith is 37 years old and he has a solid place to reside. He has been here in Georgia for about 20 years. And however, he does not have any family members or children or anybody else who can help him out in terms of bailing out from the jail. He has been disabled because of the things that we discussed in the breakout room, and he received the check. He used to receive checks. However, it has become on hold ever since the pandemic started. So he does not have much financial capacity to pay for any bonds. So we would like to request for signature on bond, unless Your Honor is not inclined to give him a signature on bond. We would like to request for $500 surety bond, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, at this time, Mr. Smith is going to receive $1,000 surety bond. He is to stay away from all the World Congress properties. And I am going to order that order that we discussed in the breakout as requested by the state. If Ms. Harmon would prepare that.
Yes, ma'am.
At this time.
And Your Honor, just for clarity's sake, the Congress area that we're talking about is the 250 Marietta Street. It's at the main campus, Centennial Olympic Park in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Okay. All right. I believe that will conclude that case. Best of luck to you, Mr. Smith. Who do we have next?
How much was that?
1,000.
Surety.
1,000 surety.
Thank you.
So that we hopefully will have time to get that other thing that we discussed taken care of.
Yeah, he got on
Do we have
anyway, so.
Who do we have next?
19 and 20, Mr. Williams.
19 and 20. All right, good afternoon, Mr. Williams. Your cases are 22 CR 003303A and 3304A. The first case, you're charged with battery, family violence, criminal trespass, and damage to property, as well as battery with the offense date of April the 9th. And in your second case, you're charged with simple battery, family violence, hindering a person making a telephone, an emergency telephone call with the offense date of May the 24th. Do you understand your constitutional rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
6 total. He has a bench warrant out of state court for theft by taking. Open case in DeKalb, February 2021 for battery DV. Hold on. He got an FTA one out of Forest Park. Theft by taking conviction 2019. I'm not sure what happened with that simple battery case. That case number is 19 CR 003-794C. 2020 probation violation for the theft by taking. 2019 shoplifting arrest.
Okay, is that concluded, Mr. Howard? Okay, thank you. Ms. Harmon?
Yes, Your Honor. So I'll start with the offense on April 9th, 2022. There are 2 victims in that case. The first victim is Renchina Solomon, that's Renchia, common spelling for Solomon. That's the battery family violence as the party share a child. The second victim is Alicia Morris, Alicia, last name Morris, for the battery offense. That occurred at 960 Newtown Circle in Atlanta. The defendant and Mrs. Solomon were in an argument because the defendant, she broke up with the defendant. He apparently slapped her in the face, pulled on her legs, and ripped her pants. She had visible swelling to her face after the incident. During the struggle, he picked up a pipe and smashed her rear windshield, which is valued at less than $500. Miss Morris, the second victim, tried to intercede to stop the defendant, and he punched her in the face during that incident. And then the defendant then fled the scene. In that case, Your Honor, our recommendation is a $2,500 surety bond for the battery family violence, a $2,500 surety bond for the battery, $1,000 surety bond for the criminal trespass, damage to property, no further contact with either victim, a third-party transfer of the children, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, 1 day anger awareness, and stay away from the incident location. The second incident, Your Honor, which occurred more recently, that victim, her name is Darenicia Steed. That's DARRINECIA, last name Steed, STEED. Those parties have a child together. The incident took place at 1827 Honeysuckle Lane, Southwest in Atlanta. The victim was on her couch on her cell phone. The defendant asked her where was the EBT card. The victim practically ignored him. The defendant became angry. He snatched the phone out of her hand. When she tried to retrieve it, he punched her in the face. She ran to call 911 on another phone in the bathroom. When she left the bathroom, the defendant confronted her the second time and punched her in the face again while she was holding their minor child. She ran outside so she could stop the attack because she knew that he would not hit her in public. Her aunt was there, and the aunt reported to police that the defendant also pulled her hair and choked her during that attack. Our recommendation in that case, Your Honor, is a $2,500 surety bond on the battery family violence. $1,000.
That was my question. For the phone call, you're requesting $1,000 for a total of the $3,500.
Correct. Stay away from the incident location. No further violence, no further contact with the victim. Third-party transfer of children, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Your Honor, the simple battery that Mr. Howard referred to, that looks like that was played out for guilty. That was a different victim. It was alleged that he punched her in the face and grabbed her in the hair in an aggressive manner. You heard about the FTAs, which are very much concerned to the state. And then the open case in DeKalb. It's a history of violence with a short period of cycles. So we do think that our bond requests are supported by the other factors in this case. Thank you, Judge.
All right. I'm going to go to Ms. McLeod first, then I'll sound for the victims one at a time, the alleged victims, excuse me. Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 25 years old. He lives with his mom, not with either of these alleged victims, Your Honor. And yes, it is true that he does share children with them. He tells me that he is disabled and has suffered from a disability, a mental health disability, since he was a teenager. He was diagnosed. He is not currently employed, Your Honor, partially because of his disability. He is not in a position to pay any significant amounts of bond. So I'm asking the court to take that into consideration as the court sets his bond, that he lives with his mom, is not working, and doesn't have any income to take care of a bond.
All right, Ms. McLeod, is it your contention that he does not live with any of these victims at this time?
He does not, Your Honor. He does not live with any of them.
All right, perfect. Thank you. First, I'm going to sound for Ms. Solomon. Ms. Solomon, if you are present on this Zoom conference, and I believe I see someone with that last name, You are not required to make a statement here in court today, but if you would like to do so, this is your opportunity. I would just need you to turn on your camera. All right, Ms. Solomon.
I asked Ms. Sullivan to get up out of the bed and dress.
Yes, Ms. Solomon,
appropriately.
if you're gonna make a statement, this is a formal court proceeding. Would you like to make a statement?
No, I'm not in the bed. I'm just over my couch because I don't have no service, so I got it kind of where I got some service.
Okay, just try to sit up and, okay. Oh, the court will make an exception this time. Ms. Solomon, are you wearing clothes? Are you fully dressed? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I got on clothes.
Okay, you cannot be underdressed in court, all right? Do you wish to make a statement at this time?
I just wanted to say, I'm not in fear for my life or anything. I haven't been around him ever since the accident. He hasn't been around me or anything. So that's all I had to say from my behalf.
All right, Ms. Solomon, thank you. And next time you're in court, please be prepared and have your phone in a place where it does not look like you're undressed and not in bed, all right? Take care. I'm gonna sound now for Ms. Morris. If Ms. Morris is present on the Zoom conference, someone like to be heard? All right, hearing none, I'm now sounding for Ms. Steed. If Ms. Steed is present on the Zoom conference and would like to be heard. All right, on the case ending in 3303A, Mr. Williams is gonna receive a $2,500 surety bond total. It will be $1,500 on the battery family violence, $1,000, no, I'm sorry, let me get this as I tried to write it down. It will be $1,000 on the battery family violence, $1,000 on the battery, and $500 on the criminal trespass for a total of a $2,500 surety bond. Did you get that, Ms. Bridgewater?
Have it, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I know that wasn't perfectly clear. He is to have no further contact with the victim, last name Solomon, and he must stay away from the address on Newtown Circle as a condition of his bond. He is to have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol. As we move to case number 20, Mr. Williams is going to receive a $2,000 surety bond. It'll be $1,500 on the battery family violence and $500 on the hindering a person attempting to make a call, which should equal the $2,000. He's to have no further contact with the victim, last name Steed. He is to stay away from the incident location on Honeysuckle Lane, and he is to have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Should he wish to see his children, he can arrange that by contacting a third party. Are there any conditions that have not been addressed as part of this ruling or anything further from the state or the defense?
Yes, Your Honor. I only heard you mention the one victim in the first case. Can you add Ms. Morris?
Ms. Morris as well, yes. Ms. Morris is added to that ruling as part of that case.
And the third party, 19. And the third party.
The third party applies to both cases equally.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
And I apologize if that was not clear. To contact any of the children who he may have with a potential victim, he can contact through a third party to arrange visitation.
Thank you.
All right, is there anything further? All right, if hearing none, best of luck to you, sir. That will conclude your case.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you. All right, I believe we only have one case remaining, and that was position, is it 13?
Yes.
Is position 13 present in courtroom 2?
Should be Pierce.
Yeah, also he waived his appearance.
Oh, Ms. Kim, is he waiving appearance for position
Yes,
13?
Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, actually, I was filed for.
Oh, yes, and you did send that
Yes.
previously. All right, so I believe that concludes the business at courtroom 2. Courtroom 2 can be excused. Have a great rest of your afternoon.
Okay, you do the same.
All right, take care. All right, let's take up position 13. We discussed some of the incidents and breakout. And I believe unless there's anything further to add, I have all of the relevant facts. Does the state want to put their recommendation onto the record?
Judge, you gonna put a case number on the record?
It's case 22 CR 003290Y, and we will not sound that offense with the offense date of May the 24th of 2022.
You already got the history, right?
We do, yes,
All right.
we're fully aware. Ms. Harmon, just please put your recommendation onto the record.
a $2,500 surety bond. Stay away from the incident location of Lindbergh MARTA Station, 2420 Piedmont Road, in the what we discussed in the breakout room.
Yes. Ms. Kim?
Yes, $250 surety bond, Your Honor. Thank you.
And no other further conditions, Ms. Kim?
No, nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. At this time, Mr. Pierce will receive $1,000 surety bond. I'm not going to issue that order at this time, but I am going to recommend that he undergo BHET. He must stay away from the incident location of the Lindbergh MARTA Station, and he is to have no weapons, drugs, or alcohol as a condition of that bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. I believe that concludes our entire calendar.
Yes.
If Ms. Bridgewater would review it for me, I'd greatly appreciate it.
I will. Okay. Again, the reset date for the SAP calendar is going to be June the 7th. Position number 1 is reset to the SAP calendar with a $1,000 good bond. Position 2, reset to the SAP calendar with a $2,000 good bond. Position 3 is reset, further notice, with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. Position 4, reset to the SAP calendar with a $1,500 good bond. Position 5, reset to the SAP calendar with a $3,500 good bond. Position 6, reset further notice with a $3,500 total SOB through pretrial. Position 7, reset to the SAP calendar with a $2,500 good bond. Position 8, reset to the SAP calendar with a $4,000 good bond. Position 9, reset to the SAP calendar with a $2,500 good bond. Position 10, reset to the SAP calendar with a $2,500 good bond. Position 11 is being reset till tomorrow. Position 12, reset to the SAP calendar with a $500 good bond. Position 13, reset to the SAP calendar with a $1,000 good bond. Position 14, reset to the SAP calendar with a $2,000 good bond. Position 15, reset to the SAP calendar with a $1,000 good bond. Position 16, reset to the SAP calendar with a $9,000 total split bond. Position 17, reset further notice, a $4,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 18, reset to the SAP calendar, $2,500 good bond. Position 19, reset to the SAP calendar with a $2,500 total good bond. And position 20, reset to the SAP calendar with a $2,000 total good bond. Are there any questions, correct, or comments?
No.
Okay.
All right, hearing none, we will be in recess until tomorrow, May the 26th, at which time Judge Law will be presiding. I don't believe I'll see any of you all this week, so have a great holiday and rest of your weekend. Take care.
Yes, and if you have not done so, please send those orders over to me so I could give them to the judge.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right, take care. Bye-bye.